Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be doing my reaction and review for LEGO Ninjago Season 12, Episode 16, Game Over, the finale for this season. And if you would like to check out my full uncut reaction to the episode, you can be sure to go down below to the top of the description of this video, where you'll find a link leading you over to Google Photos, where you'll be able to view my full uncut reaction, as I said, to the episode. And then you can feel free to come back over here to YouTube if you would like to hear my full spoiler review for the episode, which is what we're going to be getting into right now. So I, of course, would advise checking out the episode beforehand or my reaction to it. And let's get straight into it here. I have my laptop here so I don't miss out on any details from the episode. But basically, we start at where we left off previously in the last episode, where now Ninjago is being invaded by Prime Empire and Unagami, and Unagami has escaped now into Ninjago. And it's actually pretty cool. At the beginning of the episode, we get a quick glimpse at Clutch Powers, which is pretty nice to see that he's doing well. I mean, maybe not for long considering the city's being invaded, but you know what? He's doing good at the moment. And then we get to cut back to the machine, the portal that's going off, and how it's connected to Zane, of course, draining his power source. So, of course, Pixel and Milton Dyer kind of have to try to work together with Wu, help Wu escape, and then also help save Zane as well. Now, luckily, Jay manages to pop right out of the portal on that new blue dragon that he has there. I think that that is a really cool, well-designed dragon as well, I want to say. And Jay comes out and manages to help Pixel free Zane from the machine. Luckily, Zane winds up being alright, which is good to hear because Zane gets put in way too much danger, so it's good to see that he's alright from this one and isn't going to, like, get destroyed temporarily or anything like that. They're not going to go through that once again. And then they're basically trying to talk to Milton Dyer, trying to figure out how to stop Unagami. Now, luckily, Jay is going to basically go out and try to stop him. It's basically that Jay doesn't really think that Unagami is fully evil. He just thinks that he's kind of being misunderstood and that his intentions are just a little bit jumbled up at the moment because he's just angry because he feels abandoned by Milton Dyer, his creator, of course. So Jay winds up hopping on the blue dragon and winds up going in a bit of an air battle with Unagami, who of course has transformed into its dragon form. And this is a really cool fight. I really enjoyed this. It kind of makes up for us not really getting to see Unagami throughout most of the season, because now they've kind of built it up here for this finale, and we get to see Unagami do a lot of cool things throughout this. We get to see Jay fighting against him. We get to see on the ground Zane fighting against some of the Red Visors as well, so it's nice to see him getting some action also, because of course Zane was kind of out of the fight. He got that fantastic Detective Noir episode, so that really made up for it, but it's still cool to get to see him fight against some of the Red Visors. And then we basically get to see them hijack one of the Whack Rats' car to kind of get to Borg Tower, basically. And they make a little funny joke where they're in the elevator with Milton Dyer, and he's like, well, I've never been in, like, Borg Tower. And then Zane's like, yeah, we come here pretty often. And, I mean, it's kind of true. They haven't been there too often lately, but definitely within this season for sure. And then we get to see Jay basically fighting Unagami here, of course, trying to lead him to Milton Dyer so they can sort of, like, talk things over, basically, try to reason with Unagami. And Jay basically winds up coming up with, like, I'm not going to keep trying to fight you, Unagami. We need to talk about this. We can have a discussion about it. So Unagami basically takes back his sort of, like, minifigure form, I suppose I'll call it. I'm not going to call it a human form or anything, but you get what I mean. He turns back into his minifigure form, and kind of Jay tries to talk things over with him. Unagami isn't really having it, but then Milton Dyer steps in and starts to talk to Unagami, and Unagami actually takes the form of, like, a child, basically, which was really interesting for just a second. Then he turns back into Unagami once again, and Milton Dyer is trying to reason with him, trying to explain, I'm sorry, they told me, they kind of forced me to shut down the game. I didn't want to have to do it, but I wound up having to do that just to keep everybody safe, because it was just unstable, and I didn't understand how the game works. So he's basically just trying to explain everything to Unagami, of course, and then Unagami fully takes kind of the form of a child here, which I thought was a really interesting aspect here, because it is kind of like Unagami, Prime Empire is Milton Dyer's child of some sort, so I think that was a really interesting angle to kind of go with. And luckily Milton winds up being able to talk to Unagami, kind of reason with him, and they make a deal where Unagami says that, hey, we'll all like come back with you and we can work together here and all be good. Basically, if you can let the people who were trapped in the game or the actual like video game CPU characters like live lives outside of Prime Empire and in Ninjago, such as Okino, who we do get to see in the episode briefly, so it was nice to see him come outside. Now or come into Ninjago, but I didn't see Racer 7. I'm sure she did escape, but I at least didn't see her, or actually maybe I did at the end of the episode. Yeah, I think I saw her for, yeah, okay, so you get to see her for 1 second where Lloyd kind of looks at her now. It's kind of weird, he looks at her kind of like, hey, like there could be something between them, even though, like, there was a little bit of a moment between them where they were kind of working together, but it doesn't feel like, maybe they'll try to build something between them if Racer 7 ever gets to return in the series, but I'm not too sure how they'll go about that. But basically, it's a happy ending. Unagami and Milton Dyer get to leave together, and hopefully we'll get to live a happy life. But yeah, really fantastic finale here. I'm always really surprised how they're able to wrap it up so well in only like a 10 to 11 minute episode. I think that's really impressive, honestly, because most of the time when I get to these finales now, I'm like, there is so many things to wrap up in this finale. I don't know how they're going to do it without it being a bit of a mess, but they managed to do it every time, so I got to give kudos there. It was a great episode, a good balance of action, a good balance of kind of that resolution there, with Unagami, really getting to see the human side of Unagami, which was really nice, something we hadn't really seen throughout the season, so it was cool to have that sort of revelation come to us. And yeah, it was just fantastic. A great finale, an overall fantastic season. I really enjoyed Prime Empire. I thought it was really well done and had some really cool stylistic choices with it being a sort of video game style season. I really love all of the graphics kind of being in video game 8-bit sort of pixelized versions. I thought that was awesome. And yeah, it was a great season for Jay as well. Really gave him a lot of kind of development also and gave him some cool things to do. I really enjoyed this dragon fight in this final episode. So overall, just amazing. Be sure to let me know all your thoughts on this finale and the season as a whole down below in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this reaction and review, be sure to leave a like on the video and also subscribe as well. And I am going to say that I will be, of course, reacting to Season 13, Master of the Mountain. I've actually already begun doing that as I'm recording this review here, because I recorded the reaction separately from this review portion of the video. So you're going to get to see all of me reacting and reviewing Season 13, so get excited for that. I don't know how many of you have already watched Season 13 since I'm a little late to it, but hopefully you'll still be able to enjoy hearing my thoughts on it and maybe watching some of my reactions as well. So thanks so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.